and this is a video review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Commander Class Rodimus Prime. So we're finally out of lockdown, and of course the first thing I do is check my local Big W, because I have heard that this guy's been available in Sydney for quite a while now, and I was hoping to find him at my local Big W, and sure enough there's like a heap of these boxes on the shelf, so I had to pick one up. So I've been playing with this guy for a few hours now, transforming back and forth for quite a few times, and I can tell you, he's an awesome figure. Much better than I expected. So, but before we go through all the details, let's get through the packaging first. So he does come with your standard Commander class packaging, which is, you know, about roughly the same size as the one that came with Skylink. So about the same size as the Skylink packaging. In the front, you see images of Rodimus Prime in his vehicle mode and robot mode. Awesome images there. Just a continuation of the image there. He is a Commander class figure. On the other side is your standard Kingdom packaging image, and then at the back is some product shots. So he does come with quite a few accessories. Not all of the accessories are shown here. There's some blast effects and all that, and we can go through that in detail later on. And he is figure number WFC K29, so figure number 29 in the Kingdom line. Now inside the package you get one of these collector cards again. It's random, it's not a specific one. I got Dinobots, so yeah. Behind it is the Predacons in beast mode, so you know, standard fare. You would have gotten this before as well. Chuck it in your card collection. You also get this really nice set of instructions, so let me just show you what it is. So it shows you things like how to use the trailer, how to store stuff in the trailer, how to transform him, how to integrate the weapons in the vehicles, and at the back, you know, integrating Rodimus robot in the trailers. Lots of spoilers on what I'm going to show you later on, but you know, just so you know, everything you need to know about this guy you'll see in this set of instructions. He also comes with a bunch of blast effects. So as you can see, these ones, so these are the ones that came with Omega Supreme, I believe. Only these ones are just plain blue, and they do have the pegs and the holes similar to Omega Supreme, so you can combine them any way you want. They're a bit much for Rodimus, but it does work for his trailer, so we'll go through the trailer later on, show you how that works. So yeah, he also comes with these two black smoky things, which I guess is cool. Not as cool as the ones that came with Hot Rod, so let me just get the one from Hot Rod. I think the one with Hot Rod looks a little bit better. You know, they made upsized versions of the Hot Rod ones. I'd prefer it over these, but these are not too bad. And these are I think painted black, cast in the blue plastic, but I'm not too sure. He also comes with this, which is basically a light up effect for the Matrix. Different mode from the one that came with Hot Rod. So Hot Rod's is this. So I think this one is pre-opening, this is fully opened up. I don't know, I need to rewatch the show again just to have a closer look at the blast effect when he opens up the Matrix. But yeah, he also comes with this weapon, which is your basic, you know, Rodimus rifle, and it does fold out for storage. Really nice, nicely detailed. Just a little bit of hollowness, but it's not too bad. Does have the port for your blast effect, so you can get blast effect and just peg it on there. Any one of those will work. These ones don't, or do they? Well, they do, but it looks daft. Of course the Matrix one doesn't work. Yeah. He also comes with this sword, which is really nice. I really like this sword. I don't know which continuity this one comes from. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments, and I'll have a good research. Really nice. So black plastic, this silver Blade is nice. Those are 2 ports to integrate in vehicle mode. I'll show that to you later on. And he does have this peg, so you can peg it on either the trailer or hot rod in robot mode. So yeah, I'll show you integration with hot rod later on. And lastly, you do get this really nice matrix of leadership. And at first I thought it was the same matrix as the one that came with hot rod, because they are very similar, right? But actually they are different molds. As you can see, this one from hot rod has that wider circle. This one is tighter, so I don't know why they changed it. It's not much difference anyway. So yeah. Oop. And just show you how it integrates with this thing, so you can actually do that. Similar to how, let's just put hot rods on, we can do a side by side. So this is hot rods and this is Rodimus. So yeah, really nice. Okay, talking about weapon integration, first off, the gun, you see there's two pegs there, so he can hold either peg in both hands, so you can dual wield his rifle, which, you know, it looks fine. Personally, I prefer having one hand held that way and the other one holding that way, like a proper rifle. But you know, your mileage may vary, up to you what you want. You can have these blast effects. Like I said, these ones are particularly heavy, might be too big, but the good thing about this Rodimus is it's really a hefty figure, so he can hold the weight. It will warp the plastic a little bit on the blast effect itself, but you know, the figure itself, he's hefty, he can hold those blast effects. So yeah, otherwise you can actually fold this and store, oh, that's command transform, store it at the back. So it does have those pegs there, so you can actually peg the weapons there. I mean, it looks daft, but you know, it's storage. If you just want him to store his weapon, you know, while you're transporting the figure or something. The sword, he does have this port, which means you can actually store the weapon either on the peg there, but better store it at the back, like so. Really nice. Or you can take the sword, and of course you can hold it on his hand. So this one does have a groove, so you just snap that on. You don't even have to clench the fist. He holds the sword very securely, and have him do proper sword stances. And he is proper articulated for a Voyager class figure. Not a Voyager class, a Voyager size figure. He has proper good articulation, which we'll go through in a bit. But yeah, you can put him in pretty dynamic poses really easily. Okay, some more integrations. Oh, the matrix, it does store on his chest, so if you get close to here, you can unpeg that rather, and then just fold this out. I love that the collar stays there. Then you take the matrix and you just plug it in to his chest, and you just close that up. Really nice. And one other thing you can do, if I can find it, so it's still here, I think. Yeah, you can take these black smoke things, and you can actually have it peg on his hand, so you can have him shooting from his fingers, or from his smokestacks rather. It's also cool. I mean, something you can do, right? So really nice. Let's leave a trailer for later on. Now, take a closer look at Rodimus himself. This guy is really nicely detailed. So first off, looking at the face, it's come unpegged. It's fine. The back came unpegged. So first off, looking at the face, it's really nice. There's a subtle red paint on the helmet as well, which is nice. The face is silver as opposed to Hot Rod, which is gray. Let's bring these two and compare the faces, so you can see how much, you know, exposure to the matrix ages you. His eyes are made out of those blue, metallic blue paint. So it's really nice. I wish his neck was also painted silver. Just stands out as gray, but what can you do? The entire chest part is painted, so that's orange paint. On top of it is yellow paint. It is made out of the red plastic, I believe. The arms, I like the very long smokestacks on the arms. This part is painted, really nice. I like how the joints look. Reminds me of your Figma figure arts. The legs are nice. These crotch piece and that one is painted red. This entire thigh piece is orange. I don't know if you'd noticed, there's no hollowness as well, which is nice. And the feet are black. I know we've seen a lot of Rodimus and Hot Rod figures with the legs being orange. I'm glad to see that this one is black. It's really nice. From the side, the profile is nice. He does have a bit of a backpack, but that's okay. I don't mind it at all. Really nice. And you know, the transformation is what you'd expect from Rodimus, although this one has a lot of surprises. So really nice. And then from the back, you can see this entire thing is made out of the blue transparent plastic. I don't know why they did that. They could have used the red or something. Maybe this just paints better, I don't know. So this is blue, orange, and yellow. So yeah, I'd prefer they use a solid plastic, but what can you do? It's nice anyway. Now before we go to the trailer, let's go through some articulation. So articulation, this guy's really good as well. So he has two joints, one ball on the neck, so you know, you can do side to side and all that. At the base of the neck there is also some forward and back movement, which is nice. This entire arm does have a little bit of butterfly as well, which is nice, forward and back. Doesn't give you a lot, but you know, it's there. This entire shoulder, it can go that much out. He suffers from Rodimus Prime shoulder pylons, which makes sense because he's Rodimus Prime, and by that I mean, you know, you have to work around the shoulder. What can you do? You do have the double joints on the elbows, which work very well and look good as well. You do have that swivel at the top there between those two hinges, between the double joints. I think that's the first time I've seen that, a hinge between a double joint. You do have a wrist joint that goes that way, and it's just for, I believe it's just for robot mode. Doesn't impact transformation. It's not used for transformation at all, which means he can hold his sword in a variety of ways, which is nice. So let's just do this. So you can have his sword facing forward. So yeah, nice bit of motion on the arms. And then the hands, this surprised me as well. The thumb is not moving, but this pointing finger, they're on two joints, and then the rest of the fingers also have two joints. So he has proper articulated hands, and I'm surprised that you can do this with a figure this size. so you can actually do proper pointing thing. No. Moving on, you do have waist swivel. You have these tabs that move out, allow his legs to go out. Not by much, I wouldn't force it just because the paint there will chip. You do have forward and back, it's nice. You have the thigh swivel. You have proper double jointed knees. They don't go all the way just because of how big the thigh is, but that's fine. And the legs, the feet go forward, proper forward, back, and you pivot, which means you can put him in a lot of dynamic poses as well. Really easy to make him look good in a pose. And that's a lot of praise given he has the Rodimus shoulders and all that. So really easy to have him in a dynamic pose. Size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime. So he's about the same height as Optimus Prime, although I can tell you this guy is a lot heavier than Optimus Prime. Lots of good engineering on this guy, I think, which, you know, makes sense because of the price point. Here he is with the movie cast. You have Studio Series Grimlock, Studio Series Blur and Cup. You have Earthrise / Kingdom RC. You have Siege Springer, and you have your Kingdom Ultra Magnus, which you can show you as well. Here's Siege Ultra Magnus, so they work out well, whichever Ultra Magnus you have. And here he is with Studio Series Hot Rod. And no, they're not the same figure, only upsized. No, they don't share engineering whatsoever. They have a bit of similarities in some of the transformation aspects, but no, it makes sense for these two to have those. But no, whatever those speculations before were that, you know, this is just upsized engineering and all that, no, it's totally different. So yeah, and you know, you'll see that when I transform him anyway. And before we go for transformation, there's also, this goes that, the matter of his trailer, which is really nice. Looking at it closely, you know, you see those nicely painted details, really nice. And the paint is clean overall, even with the figure itself. So yeah, top, nicely painted Autobot symbol there, really nice details. And I can tell you, this thing is hefty. This thing is proper big. The wheels are pinned in, no hollowness at all. There's something rolling inside. I'll show you that to you later on. So yeah, it's a proper trailer, not like the one that we got from Optimus Prime. So closer look at the trailer. Some things you can do. First off, it's like I told you, it's a proper big trailer, and it can actually fit a deluxe class figure in. So this thing opens up, and it does have those working pistons, which is cool. This thing opens up as well, and they do have the clip for integration with your bases and with Prime's trailer and such. And inside you can actually have a deluxe class figure, so something like Siege Sideswipe fits in really comfortably, and you can't do that with Optimus Prime trailer. Lots of space in there, and that is because before we go, that's because there's something that goes in there. Other than that, you already saw this opens up. You can put some stuff there, maybe some of the blast effects. At the back you have those holes which can, you know, hold the blast effects as well if you wanted it to, but this actually pulls out and reveals a bit of storage. So here you're supposed to store this effect for your matrix, as well as you can store these comfortably here as well. Wrong way. So both of them on either side. There's spec holes there, but no, it's pretty shallow. so you can't really put the gun there. It won't slide in with the gun there. But yeah, nice to have that. And like the G1, this thing actually opens up, so you just split it at the top and open it up. And there's this nice automorph part there where when you open it up, it actually slides down. It's a pretty simple thing, but it's really cool in my opinion. And this trailer, when it closes up, it just pegs there, and also those clips at the top to secure it. So yeah, and this part opens up. This part you can actually just open that up, and this one actually folds down, so it's just on a shaft hinge there. And the reason it does that is because it also comes with this thing. So this is like your mobile turret. So let's say closer look at this guy. This guy is also really nicely done. Nice detail, nice black paint on the end. No hollowness, which surprised me. This is one solid piece there. Really nice. You have these blast shields, and at the bottom you have these threads, which they don't actually roll, but you know, it's threads nonetheless. And the way this integrates with that one is you actually have that peg that goes into this hole at the center of this circle, so you can have him peg there. It's nice. And you have these handles that fold out, which Rodimus can then hold. So we just remove this thing from Rodimus. Let's shift the camera a little bit up, and you can have Rodimus holding that with both of his hands, which is proper cool in my opinion, just like the G1 toy. And of course, you know, you have all these blast effects, so you can have him shooting. You can also mix and match the blast effects to give him sort of, you know, alternating fire kind of thing. So maybe they fire alternately, which is nice. There's also a center one. No, you can't put anything in the center. But yeah, really nicely done. And the instructions also say, I believe, that you can actually peg this on the back of Rodimus, although I think it's a bit daft. So there is a peg there. See, there is a peg and a tab there, so you can actually peg it there, so you can see. But it is a bit daft. I don't know who would do that. I mean, it's something you can do, but it's just daft. Now, to store this in the trailer, it's just a matter of actually lifting that piece up, folding this this way, and folding the turret that way. And you're just supposed to do that, and then there is that black tab there, and there is this slit right there, so you can actually just peg that there, and then this can close up. There's just enough space to cover everything up securely. Oh, close that. It's just nice. Close up really well. Okay, now to transform him. His transformation is really intuitive. Although like things like need to do certain stuff first before others, like arms first before legs and all that, just because of clearance. But other than that, his transformation is really simple, really involved, which is really nice. So first off, what you do is you unpeg the back. So the back oh, it's already unpegged. As you can see, there's these 3 notches or pegs that just slide through there. You just peg that on, or unpeg that, and then you unpeg. This might be tricky. You unpeg this. So this is really tight. This thing is really tight, as you can see, but that is just clipped in there. So that's probably the scariest part of transformation, just because this entire thing is clear plastic. So yeah, unpeg that, and then what we do is unpeg the arms. So you see that it's just pegs onto itself. There you go, unpeg that, and then we pull this forward and peg this. So as you can see, there's that peg that rests in there. So when you transform, you actually have to press that in. So that was a bit tricky first time I did it. I couldn't get the body to rest just right, but to do that you actually have to press that all the way in. So it just slides there, as you can see. There you go. Rotate the head, make sure it's facing back. We extend the arms forward. Now before you do anything with the legs, you have to rotate this, otherwise you won't have clearance later on. And let's do the arms first. So first off, for the arms, let's unpeg this and then rotate this whole assembly up like so. Rotate that around. You're supposed to extend the 3 fingers and fold the pointer finger, and then just fold that up like that, and then you push this in. Now this wheel, as you can see, this wheel is pegged there, so you unpeg that and then just pull this out, and then allowing it to spin. Let's do the same on the other side, so let's do it quickly. Get this out, rotate, pointer finger, extend the rest of the fingers, close that up, take that up, and then press this together, unpeg this, pull this out. This one is a bit tight as well, and there you go. You got the arms properly situated. Now this upper part of the body, you just go around. Let's just open that up, and then similar to how you do Studio Series hot rod, you flip these out, and then let's close that up. And there are that's T-shaped hole for that T-shaped tab there, so you just rest that in there. Go. And then there's that peg and that slot, so you just slot that in there. And then let's just leave that hanging while we do the legs. So for the legs, I think you're supposed to turn this around. Sorry, let's just undo this bit so we can turn the waist around. Turn that waist around. Like I said, certain parts you need to do first, so turn those legs around, reposition that, and re-peg the hands. Okay, now let's do the feet first. For the feet, you're supposed to open this up. Now as you can see, the wheel is just resting there. You press press onto those wheels and then flip them out. There you go. And then you pull the wheel out, and then what you do is you fold accordion the whole leg inside, like so. And then there is that tab there that will tap onto the slot right there. There you go. And then you close that up. Oh, this thing already positioned itself. We'll fix that later on. The other leg, do the same. Open that out, press on the wheel, pull this out, pull the wheel out, problem with these wheels, not enough clearance to hold them out, and they can be tight first few rounds. Rotate this up, there you go, and then close this up, peg that in. Now make sure the arms are properly situated. By that I mean this should be over, like so. There you go. Now to finish off the transformation, peg the front piece of the car there, and then this part rotate, and you're supposed to peg those tabs onto the slots right there. So you just peg that on, and then these parts you just peg right on there. And there you have Rodimus Prime in his, I don't know what that is called, your lumpy hot rod mode. Okay, now for some size comparisons. Here he is with Studio Series hot rod. So yeah, quite a bit bigger than hot rod. Makes hot rod look puny, quite a bit heftier as well. And here he is with Optimus Prime, again heftier than Optimus Prime, but you can see how it works. Right now, looking at him more closely, I love what they've done with this. I know there's this panel of cartoon going around where he actually splits from his trailer, and this is how the vehicle looked outside the trailer, which makes sense. They took it from the source material, and it's not a really bad standalone vehicle mode for hot rod as well. I mean, if for some reason they sold this guy on a leader class price point with just this without the trailer, I'd probably get it if I didn't already have this version, because it's really nice. It's nicely done, hefty as well. Engineering is nice as well. At the bottom is your Rodimus, and he does roll really well. And like I said, if they only gave you this, you can actually store the sword here. So you know those slots I talked to you about, there are those slots there, so you can peg the sword there. You can still roll. You have the gun, you can actually peg the gun there. So yeah, even as a standalone figure without the trailer, this works really well. Other things you can do, you can use these blast effects again, peg it at the back so you can have him zooming away. Okay, so that works. Let's do the same for this, just for fun, right? But Rodimus, hot rod as well. So you know you can do this to hot rod, right? If you don't, you learned it here. So yeah, you can have both of them zooming away. Really nicely done. So yeah, really nice trailer. But of course, what you really want to do is, let's remove this, is you integrate it with this guy. And how that works is there's just this spring loaded thing there, and you just slide them in until that black piece goes into that blue piece. So you just slide them in. Really impossible to show you how that thing swoops in, but no, you just slide that in until you hear the thing. There you go. I hope that doesn't scratch the orange plastic. I'm pretty sure it will at some point, but yeah, that's how he looks inside his trailer, and it, you know, holds him pretty well. It's really nice. Now, I don't know if I showed you this. You can also still peg this smokestack here as well, so you can have him zoom in like this, which looks daft just because, you know, it's a tiny black piece. He already has that flame there, so, but yeah, still not too bad. Now, just one size comparison here. Let me show you him side by side with Optimus Prime, so you know how it looks. I mean, side by side they look really good together, but certainly this trailer doesn't compare with this trailer. This, in comparison, is daft. Like, you need a lot of upgrade parts just to make it a proper trailer, and this thing is really small as well. You can't even fit this guy in here, right? If you try, you can't really fit it. You can't close it or anything. So it's not a proper Optimus Prime trailer. So yeah, really nicely done. Okay, final thoughts. So I thought it would be fair if I didn't include Jetfire and Skylynx into the review somehow, just because they're the same price point. So if you don't know, these three are all in the Commander class scale. This guy is a bit smaller than them, although I think the accessories and the trailer do make up for it a long way. I can't tell you if he's worth it in the price point. I leave it up to you. Everyone has their different values in terms of their collection and whatnot. In my opinion, I think it's worth it. We've gotten quite a few like movie figures, 1986 movie figures, just recently, and you know, it wouldn't be good to not have a properly scaled Rodimus Prime to go with them. And this one is a very good Rodimus Prime. I dare say, if not for the price point, this must be the best figure we've gotten across of War for Cybertron. Loads better than Optimus Prime, definitely. Or have very few complaints aside from the price point. So if you can get him, I will do advise that you do. I don't know if he's coming out on a Netflix line similar to Optimus Prime, where we got him Voyager price point. So if you want to risk it, up to you. I personally think, you know, he's worth the price point. I'd get him if I can. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the review. If you like that review, please do leave a like, do comment, and do subscribe. I only have very few subscribers, and this account could do well to grow, so please do subscribe. And as always, this has been Grimtrigger, and this has been the awesome Rodimus Prime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.